Friends, welcome back to another video here at Healing Together. If you notice, there was a disclaimer preceding this video, and that is very important because the last two versions of this information have been removed from YouTube for apparently going against community guidelines. Now, we don't want to do that. We want to appease YouTube and make sure that we are in their good graces, because this is a very highly requested and very, very important video that needs to stay up to help others find information on how to get off of this particular substance. We need your support at this time more than ever. Please like, share, subscribe, and promote the crap out of this community, because we are trying to provide value to the lives of everyone. So please, we need your help. On to the video. Welcome back to another video here at Healing Together, friends. My name is Adam. I go by Coach HardgainZ because that's the name of my coaching platform. I've been coaching bodybuilding and current and recovering drug addiction for nearly 27 years now. And very early on, I was fortunate enough to be able to work with a handful of people that helped mentor me and shape my life. Now, today we're going to answer the most common question that we are currently getting here at Healing Together. And this is a big one. And that is, how do I taper off and quit 7-OH? So let's get into that. Now, I'm not going to dive too deep into exactly what 7-OH is. Most of you are familiar with it because you're watching this video. And if you're not, please feel free, go watch our 7-OH playlist. That will inform you pretty much of all you need to know. But for those of you needing to know how to taper down and get off 7-OH, let's get right into it. But before we go too far, I do want to tell you that this is a sponsored video. As most of you know, my go-to Kratom for my pain management, for my spinal fusion, my brain injury, my nerve damage, and my host of other ailments that plague me every day is Kingdom Kratom's Red Bali. And so today's video is sponsored by Kingdom Kratom. And see, Kingdom Kratom's Red Bali is also the key to this video. So please stay tuned till the end to find out exactly how I use this. But if you want to check out Kingdom Kratom, go to kingdomkratom.com. At checkout, use discount code COACH. You'll get 30% off your initial order. So that's definitely worth at least giving it a try, but we want your feedback. I want to hear what you think. But I'm telling you, after over 11 years of daily Kratom use for my pain management, Kingdom Kratom's Red Bali is the only Red Bali, the only Kratom brand that really hits my pain to the point where I can function and at least have a little relief. Now, 7-OH is a very specific evil, because in the beginning, it attaches to the receptors 10 times stronger than machine does. For me, that's my spinal fusion and down my legs all the time. Now, in the beginning, 7-OH was like, wow, this is so much stronger than regular Kratom, because it is, because it's also not Kratom. Now again, details in our 7-OH playlist. But then what happens is very quickly, tolerance builds on 7-OH much more rapidly than it does on Kratom, even on pharmaceutical pain drugs. 7-OH just blows your tolerance through the roof out of nowhere. 7-OH turns on you. And then you get the anxiety, the panic, the depression, the mood fluctuations, the loss of appetite, the lack of sleep. There's people reporting so many different side effects with 7-OH that are very unpleasant and very common. Now, I've told you all the good and the bad about 7-OH. Not because I play both sides of the coin, but because there's both. Sadly, it works so well on pain. That's the problem. But now let's focus on getting off, because we want you to be able to get off and control it. So let's get right down to it. Try to start as low as possible. I journal everything. I journal everything so that I keep track of my dosing and I hold myself accountable to everything that I'm taking. It allows us to keep track of everything we're taking. And I also strongly suggest that you write in little notes, how you're feeling, what the weather's like, what your diet is like, if you got exercise that day, if you got some sun for the day. I write everything down. I encourage you to do the same. So let's say that the upcoming weather forecast is 5 to 7 days full of rain, thunderstorms like it was last week for me. Start low. Try to start as low as possible. Try to alternate in my plain leaf. So go 7-OH, plain leaf, 7-OH, plain leaf, and try to do 2 plain leaves in a row. And that way I can time it for bedtime because I know I'm going to be in a lot of pain. Okay, so now I've been using 7-OH for my 5 to 7 days. I see sunshine ahead. I know that I'm going to start feeling a little better. I get some relief from the weather. Start titrating down. Within a full day, we'll start lowering my doses. Let's say I took 20 to 25 milligrams in the morning. I'm going to go down to 15 milligrams in the afternoon. And in the evening, I'm going to try to get away with 5 to 7.5 milligrams before bed. Now, the next day, I'm going to start titrating down a little bit more. So the idea is you want to get to the point where you are just simply taking enough to not experience the withdrawals. Or because 7-OH does work pretty quickly, you want to get to the point where you know you're about to experience withdrawals and then take it. So we're trying to prolong the period, the duration of time between doses. Then you want to go a week while taking it as little as possible to keep the withdrawals away and continuing to prolong the duration between doses. Then after about 5 days of that, come down to 7-OH once in the morning, not for the rest of the day, plain leaf all day, and do that for 2 to 3 days, only taking it once a day, pretty much as suggested, but alternating days, of course, they suggest. Then after about 3 days, go back to plain leaf and experience very little withdrawal. And that is the process that still works for me as we speak. It's also the process that I have used with many clients now at this point to get them off of 7-OH. And it works. But I firmly believe, and many others, the key to it is having a strong red, especially for pain management, to replace 7-OH with. And there's nothing that works like Kingdom Kratom's Red Bali. So like I said before, you can take whatever you want. I don't care, but this is what works for me and it works for many others. So this is the one that I use, therefore it's the one that I recommend. But I will warn you, many people have come to me trying to get off 7-OH with something stronger, and that is a mistake. You don't need to go to this clinic or to go to subs or to go to bupes. You can taper down on your own. It's not going to be a fun time, friends. We know that. But sometimes bupes and subs and going to these clinics, they don't even know how to handle it. They don't know what to tell you. They don't know what to do for you. They don't know how to guide you. But tapering down on your own for however long it takes, a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks if you have to, if you've been on high doses for a long time, as I was at one point, you take as long as you need to start tapering down. Then get as low as possible to keep the withdrawals away. Stay there for a week. Then do a few days of just minimal dosing here and there while introducing your plain leaf kratom back into your system. And then within a few days of that, you will be ready to jump off. You will experience some withdrawals. And that's where your vitamins, your hydration, your diet, your exercise, getting sun, and all of the other ancillaries that we use for coming off of any substance, that's where they come in handy. You still need to utilize and practice all of those things because, as many of you have heard me say, my coaching protocol is based off of harm mitigation. Lowering the harm of the DOC, or the substances that someone is using to get them to a safe place. That is what I practice because that is what I have found works, and that's what keeps people off of dangerous DOCs. So friends, that's today's video. I hope it was helpful to many of you. If you found benefit, please like, share, and subscribe. We're trying to grow this community to 50,000 strong by the new year. All right, friends, I'm Coach HardgainZ. This is Healing Together, and I'll catch you in the next video.